Good morning. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. Inside Talk Show. It's an inside job. I'm Carla Elizondo. Welcome back. James Allen, Out from the Heart, the book Out from the Heart, Chapter 2, The Nature and Power of Mind. Reading a little bit more, picking up where we left off yesterday, about inward processes of thought make up the sum of character and life. They exist, the bonds of habit, impotence, and sin are self-made and can only be destroyed by oneself. We learned about habit yesterday, consistency. So the outer is molded and animated by the inner. So the outer is molded, shaped, and animated by the inner, and never the inner by the outer. Temptation does not arise in the outer object, but in the lust of the mind for that object. Nor do sorrow and suffering belong by nature to the external things and happenings of life, but in an undisciplined attitude of mind toward those things and happenings. The outer is molded and animated by the inner, and never the inner by the outer. Temptation does not arise in the outer object, but in the lust of the mind for that object. Nor do sorrow and suffering belong by nature to the external things and happenings of life, but in an undisciplined attitude of mind toward those things and happenings. The word discipline is everything. To be disciplined, giving yourself a command and following it. Structured, disciplined, giving form, giving shape, giving routine, giving structure and systematizing, like that post that I posted yesterday. The mind that is disciplined by purity and fortitude, by wisdom, avoids all those lusts and desires which are inseparably bound up with affliction, and so arrives at enlightenment and peace. To condemn others as evil, and to curse at outside conditions as the source of evil, increases and does not lessen the world's suffering and unrest. Let's put that on a billboard. To condemn others as evil. So to condemn others as evil and to curse an outside, everybody out here, and all the conditions as the source of evil, increases and does not lessen the world's suffering and unrest. So to yell, to call out, to throw stones, to point out the problem increases the suffering. It does not lessen it. This is such a sticky subject because people, here this is, I was looking for this. Anyways, to call out the problems enhances the problem. And I get it, and I do that too. But where do we go? Because not looking at it, is that bypassing? Is that being naive? Is that turning an eye? Is that ignoring it? No. But what are we focusing on? Solutions? The good, the love, the healing, the uniting, the understanding? We must turn to what builds. Because when we stick with a problem, say sickness, focusing on the sickness will only create more sickness. But that's what we do. And I mean sick physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, societally. Focusing on the sickness only enhances the sickness and the anger and the rage and the confusion and the fear and the doubt and the powerlessness and the hopelessness. Focusing on the sickness or the problem makes it stronger. And then we can say, well, how dare you not focus on that? That's invalidating. Notice it. We've got it. It's a problem. Okay? Like fire. We're not just going to stand in front of the burning house and say fire. We're going to go get some water hoses and some buckets. What are those buckets? Okay? Love, understanding, communication, building this inner strength so we can deal with this sickness, focusing on health. That's how you eliminate the sickness, by focusing on health. You don't eliminate sickness by focusing on sickness. And that is, I think, just the only way we know how right now, and it's creating more problems. You can't get sick enough to help sick people get healthy. You can't get poor enough to help poor people prosper. You can't get mean enough to help angry, mean people get nice and compassionate. You must meet anger and meanness with love and compassion. That takes work. You must meet sickness and deterioration with health and positivity, growth. You must meet poverty and lack and scarcity with abundance, wealth, and a can-do attitude. But when we do this, solution focus, a lot of people think that that's wrong, but that's the only way. That's actually the harder way. It's easy. Ding dong. No shit, Sherlock. There's a lot of problems. We do not need one more voice yapping about their take and their opinion on what the problems are. Not one more. But that's what gets the attention, because we're addicted. We are addicted. It is like cocaine. It hits that dopamine receptor and we are addicted to problems, to pain, to suffering, and to the slightest invitation or mention of a solution. Oh, how dare you get back here in the problem. We focus on, just say it's a piece of poo-poo, a piece of shit, and we look up the piece of shit, right? Say homelessness right now, the crisis of homelessness. And we look at it. What are our opinions? It's terrible. It's these people's problems. It's these people's fault. Just because if people weren't rich, they'll like, oh my God, how terrible. People are just, oh my God, these poor people. We take this poo-poo and we just sit over here with it. We try to turn it around every which way, upside down, back and forth, inside and out, shine it up a little bit, try to clean it up. How can we fix this? You can't. You can't shine up a shit. It is what it is. We recognize it. Now let's walk over here. What are some solutions? How can we empower? How can we grow? How can we expand? How can we create better solutions? Well, what about the people over here? Yes, but what about all the people? Until we get comfortable and relax about being over here in solutions, then this will go away. It will solve itself. But if we're just sitting with the problem, it will never solve itself. We must get to solutions. I hope that made sense. As you can tell, I'm quite passionate about that because I see it in my own life. When I sit there and I focus on what's wrong, oh my gosh, talk about an ulcer I create in my stomach. Anxiety rises. It just makes it worse to dwell in a problem. And life doesn't let you. You'll deteriorate. You come to a point where you're rock bottom, hello, and you have to rise up. You got to throw your hands up. Well, I guess I'm going to have to have a solution now. Yeah, we could have figured that out a long time ago. But people aren't ready. People are addicted to the problem. And any thought of solution focused is like, the fangs come out. How dare you? How dare you create a solution? How dare you talk about solutions with all these problems? It's like, sweet mother of pearl. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. That was just a couple more paragraphs of chapter 2, The Nature and Power of Mind, Out from the Heart, James Allen, his book. Love it. As always, have a wonderful week. It's Thursday. Wow, this week flew by. Happy birthday, Natalie Smith. Happy birthday, Natalie Smith. My mountaineer angel baby. Love you, girl. All right. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you